So let's talk about the old ways. It's been kind of a tricky subject to get my head around, I guess. There's a lot involved, and I think I know where I'm going with it now. The difference between the old ways and bushcraft and modern survival, and they're all different things, I think, is that modern survival is about the 24 to 48 or 72 hour survival scenario, and staying alive during that in bad situations. Bushcraft is going out into the wilderness and being comfortable for the period of time that you're out there. Cooking what you've brought, making things with your knife and tools and stuff. But there's still another category out there, and that's long term. And that's where the old ways comes in here. The modern survival of just staying alive, finding some food to eat, which also goes over into bushcraft as well, is fine, and it's great. But if you were out there for a long period of time in the woods, you would eventually go hungry living in that way. So this is what I'm trying to learn about here. I know that in the wintertime there's barely any food out here. It's hard to find, and everything is seasonally abundant. Right now there's lots of berries out, all kinds of berries, and they can be processed into different things and stored for the winter time, and there's ways to do that. And the salmon are running, and they won't be there forever. Probably 2 weeks from now, there'll be a lot less food in this forest than there is right now. So this is what I've come to realize really is what the old ways are about. It's almost like the grasshopper and the ant, you know? You have to learn to put away for the lean times. And I guess that's where I'm going with the old ways. I really like reading and learning about expeditions that people do. And what I've learned from a lot of these is that they're not what you think. You know, somebody does an expedition, circumnavigates a huge, like a continent or something like that, and they don't do it all in one trip, and they don't keep themselves supplied. They don't do it just what they have with them. They might do legs of the trip and then go home for a couple of months in between, or they'll have food drops every so often, and they'll hit these resupplies. So I want to know how to go out into the wilderness without those resupplies, without those food drops. And to me, that's what the old way is you have the ability to know that everything that you carry with you, including my beloved knife and fire steel, is it's not a permanent resource. You could lose these or break it or wear it out or whatever, and that may be something you don't have one day, you know. So I guess that's where I want to go with the old ways. When the resources that you carry with you run out, what are you going to do? You have to go back to the old ways. Alright. Got some really nice huckleberries here. But clearly, little patches like this aren't going to be enough to sustain me for any length of time. I'm going to have to keep moving until I can find some kind of berries in abundance. Looks like a pretty good score of raspberries right there. If I can just figure out how to get to it. Piece of cake. Awesome. Cattail roots. That's good. Keep that. Right up to here. So there's the haul. Come on, folks. There it is. One water bottle full of berries. Probably another almost a pound of cattail roots too. Well, 3/4 of a pound anyways. A lot less once it's cooked. Not bad. That's a day's worth of food. Nice. Glad I'm not up there on that hillside underneath some big giant cedar.